بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى أهله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. Tablighi Jamaat, Teachings of Shirk in the book Fadhaa'il Al-Amal, compiled by Abu Muawiyah as-Salafi. Editor's introduction. All praise due to Allah, and prayers and peace upon the Messenger of Allah. To proceed, following the first paper in this series, in which we hope that our respected brothers from the Tabligh and who are described as sincere people who strive for the sake of his deen, inviting the people to the masjid and to love of the religion and to the virtues of noble manners, then we do not witness except abuse and foul language from many of the adherents and the sympathizers from across the globe. Many accuse the one who had striven to advise them against the books of this group, books that contain the worst forms of shirk are innovation of lying and fabricating against the scholars of the Oband, whereas in reality it is the compilers of these stories and these fabrications who themselves are the ones to blame. And this is but a sign of the blatant Hizbiyya partisanship that has plagued and infested the Muslim Ummah ever since the likes of Jamaat, Tabligh, Ikhwan, and other groups arose to work in the field of da'wah, poor methodologies that are aligned to the prophetic methodology in according to Allah. Hence, in what not follows is more evidence of the corruption in the scripture of Tabligh, that is the Fadhaa'il, and it is hoped that the sincere seekers of truth will leave this scripture and turn instead to the book and the Sunnah, and indeed leave what is with the Tabligh of blind fanaticism and hidden secretive call the ways of the Batiniyya that one only witnesses after he has been initiated, after years of displaying solidarity to them by going out with them. And it is appropriate here to notify the readers of the position of our noble scholars on the ruling concerning the deviant books, which contain lies against Allah's religion, such that no excuse remains. Sheikh Rabi bin Hadi said in his excellent book Minhaj al-Sunnah wal-Jama'a fi Naqd Irja wal-Kutub wa-Tawaif. Al-Shatibi rahimahullah said, when these groups begin to call towards their misguidance and they beautify it in the hearts of the common people and those who have no knowledge, then indeed the harm that these people cause to the Muslim is just like that of the harm that Iblis causes, and they are the devils from among mankind. There is no doubt that they must be exposed, for they are people of innovation and misguidance, as well as those who attribute themselves to these deviations, if there is sufficient evidence that shows that they are from among them. So there is no doubt that these types of people must be exposed and expelled, so that the harm that emanates from them will not return to the Muslims. And if they abandon exposing them and withdrawing away from them, then the outcome of this is far worse than the harm caused by them. If the reason for abandoning the exposition of them is done out of fear of causing division and hatred, I said that this is the way of the Salaf, and these are their rules and regulations. This is the way they deal with these types of books and with their authors, the innovators, as you have seen in the statement of Ibn Taymiyyah, Al-Baghawi, and Al-Shatibi, and in the words of Ibn Abdul Barr, who related to Malik and his companions. There is also the statement of Al-Khatib and Al-Muwafiq, Ibn Qudama, who related to Imam Ahmad and all the Salaf without expression. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said, likewise, there is no insurance to be paid for burning and destroying the deviant books. Al-Marzoi said, I said to Ahmad, I borrowed a book that has evil and wicked things in it. Do you think that I should tear it apart and burn it? He said, yes, so I burn it. The Prophet ﷺ once saw a book in the hand of Umar that he had transcribed from the Torah, that he was amazed at how much it confirmed with the Quran. So the anger reflected on the face of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, until Umar went over to a fire and drew it in it. So how would it be if the Messenger of Allah ﷺ were to see what was written after him from the books that oppose and contradict what is in the Quran and Sunnah? And Allah is the one in whom he will seek assistance. The Prophet ﷺ commanded everyone that recorded his statement to erase what they had recorded from him ﷺ, except for the Quran. Afterwards, he permitted his Sunnah to be recorded, but did not give permission for anything other than that. Therefore, all these books that consist of opposition to the Sunnah have no permission to be written. Rather, they only have permission to be erased and destroyed, for there is not anything more harmful to the Ummah than these books. The Sahaba radiallahu anhu banned all the copies of the Musaf that oppose the Musaf of Uthman radiallahu anhu out of fear that the firing will be spread among the Ummah if they didn't do so. So how will it be if they were to see the books of today that cause disunity and division amongst the Ummah? At-Turuq al-Hukmiyya, page 282. The Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah said the objectives for these books that contain lies and innovations to be annihilated and destroyed. Destroying these books takes more precedence over destroying musical instruments and alcoholic containers, since their harm is much greater than the harm caused by these latter things, and there is no insurance to be paid for their loss, just as there is no insurance for breaking the vessels in which alcohol is drunk out of. At-Turuq al-Hukmiyya, page 282. Imam al-Dhahabi rahimahullah said, Sa'id ibn al-Bardi said, I witnessed Abu Zura when he was asked concerning Al-Harith al-Muhasibi and his books, and he responded to the questioner by saying, Beware of these books, for these are books of innovation and misguidance. Stick to the narrations, for indeed you will find in them that which is sufficient for you. Then it was said to him, There is an admonition for us in these books. So he responded, Whoever does not receive admonition from Quran, then he will not receive any admonition from these books. I reach you that Sufyan or Malik or Al-Awzi wrote these types of books or on false decision and misgivings, how quick people are to rush to innovations. Al-Harith died in the year 243 after Hijrah. So where are the likes of Al-Harith now? How will it be if Abu Zura radiallahu anhu were to see the books that were written in the later times, such as Quwat al-Qulub, strength of the heart, of Abu Talib? And where are the likes of Quwat al-Qulub now? How will it be if he were to see Bahjatul Ansar, the splendors of the hidden dimensions of Ibn Juhdam, or Haqaiq Tafsir, the real hidden meanings of the Quran, of As-Sulami? He will go completely out of his mind. How could it be if he were to see the books of Abu Hamid At-Tusi, Al-Ghazali, for that matter, do the large amount of fabricated narrations found in Ilya Ulumuddin, reviving the science of the religion? How will it be if you were to see Al-Gunya of Sheikh Abdul Qadir Al-Jilani? How will it be if you were to see Fusul Hikmah, the segment of wisdom, and Al-Fatwat Al-Makkiyah? Indeed, when Al-Harith was the voice of the people during that period, even though there were dozens of scholars of Hadith alive at his time, among them the likes of Ahmad bin Hanbal and Ibn Rawahiyah, and when the scholars of Hadith came to be such individuals as Ibn Ad-Dakhims and Ibn Shahana, he Al-Harith came to be known as one of the highest ranking of people of knowledge, just like the other Al-Fusus of Ibn Arabi and Ibn Sab'in, and we ask Allah for his forgiveness. I say, may Allah bestow his mercy on Imam Al-Dhahabi. I say, may Allah bestow his mercy on Imam Al-Dhahabi. How will it be if you were to see the books, the likes of At-Tabaqat by Asharani, and Al-Jawahir Al-Umani, and Bulugh Al-Amani fi Fa'id Abil Abbas At-Tijani by Ali bin Harazim Al-Fasi? How about if you were to see Khazinatul Ansar, the treasure of the hidden realms, of Muhammad Haqi and Nazili? Or if you saw Nurul Absar, the light for all eyes, of Ash-Shilanji? How will it be if you were to see Shawahidul Haq fi Jawazil al-Istighathat bi Sayyid al-Khalq, witness of truth concerning the permissibility of calling on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for help, and and Jami Kiramatul Uliya, a compilation of the miracles of the saint of An-Nubhani. How will it be if you were to see Tablighi Nusab and it likes from the Audas, and who are there, the Sufi orders? What if you were to see the works of the Ghazali of this era? Aina Those which launch an attack on the prophetic sunnah mock and ridicule the upholders and the ones who clings tightly onto it from the young followers of the Salaf, and which cast the most ideas of accusation and the most repulsive of names at them. How will it be if you were to see the written works of Al-Mawdudi and what is contained in them from the deviant beliefs, ideologies, and methodologies? How will it be if you were to see the books of Al-Qaradawi, which rise to defend and support the innovators and their innovations? Rather, they explain their principles and follow in the line of the objective of the Ghazali of this era. Rather, they are the more dangerous. What if you were to see the scholars of our time who have come to accept these deviant books, driving themselves and their youth and followers to pursue the methodologies of deviant and secret sect? Rather, they defend these methodologies as well as protect their innovating leaders. How will it be if you were to see the books of Al-Khawdari and his student Abu Huda and his brothers who are from amongst the biggest fanatics in supporting Sufism and Madhabism? How will it be if you were to see the works of Al-Buti and his likes from the enemies of Sunnah and the enemies of the teachings of Sunnah, of Tawheed, and from the teaching of Ibn Taymiyyah? How will it be if you were to see the youth of this Ummah, rather the youth of Islam, and how ignorant they are of the methodology of the Salaf? Rather, they are ignorant of the Quran and the Sunnah and have readily accepted these amiable and destructive books. Woe to the one who turns away from criticizing these books and desires to protect these innovators, religious beliefs and ideologies from the evil forms of misguidance found in these books. Woe to him who is that can defend himself from the attacks and their daring accusations. Indeed, to Allah do we belong, and indeed it is Him that we will return. End quote. And this is the trodden path of Salaf. So let the school of Deoband and the generality of Tablighi beware that Allah loves not the spirit of mischief and corruption upon the earth, and that the oppression of Shirk that they promote in their books is great indeed. And whoever reads with an open mind, being sincere to Allah, then he will see that what is contained in the